I want to urge the government to pursue the means they have been using under international law to ensure that at least these people are given leverage to either travel back, but of course, to the affected people, let's actually encourage our people to go in lawful means, because the challenge is that most of them are taken and put in their houses and deposited there, then they start actually doing a lot of illicit business, which is not actually within the law. So that makes the hosting states really to get pissed off, and that's when they think maybe a nuisance, we are doing bad things, and then at the end of the day they want actually people to be deposited. So I think what is important is to ensure that at least we come up with better laws that can guide these processes. And I'm introducing a private members bill entitled Labor Externalization to ensure that we address these gaps, so that at least we can streamline. When we streamline, it brings a lot of resources, a lot of revenue to the economy, because the remittances by those people are quite enormous. Currently now, according to the Minister of Finance, they are saying it's about 1.4 trillion Uganda shillings, which is very good money. But when we streamline, we can even achieve better, and even the migrant workers can also benefit a lot from such stay in such countries as they work. Yeah.
Tufunyemu obuzibu okwawula Uganda ne Nigeria. Aba Nigeria abasinga abakola abazze emisango e Dubai, abalala bakozesa passport ze Uganda. Lwakubanga bajje e Uganda ne bafuna passport ze Uganda, bazifuna batusawa tegeere oba wasaba bawala baffe ne bafuka batuuze beeno oludde eri ne bakola ebikolobeero naye nga babikolera mu passport yaki ya Uganda. Ate waliwo ne bannaffe abalala abagenze e Dubai. Kino kiri mu public domain. Bawala baffe ne batuuka ne batandika okwetundira eyo nga wotambula buli street, era waliwo gye bayita Kampala Road Street, nga bonna batuddeyo nga bali mu kwetunda ekintu ekitagenda bulungi na Mwarabu ali eri. Kati bagenda tebatuganye gendo ne bagenda bateekawo envumbuulo mbu oba tolina ssente zituuka wano tojja yingira Dubai. Kati nga ffe abafunamu, lwakuba Uganda efuna 25 billion mu kuprocessing job orders, si balize basindise ne njagala genda Dubai kufuna licenses empapula zonna ogenda balamu buli mwaka. Uganda efuna 25 billion mu mpapula zokka. Kati nga Uganda tulina ovuba tugayimbo bana abaana bayita sente tubayambe batyo okolanga emirimu gyabwe gitambula bulungi, basasule omusolo eno mu Uganda, enguudo zikolebwe ne gavumenti etambule bulungi.
Si kirungi ku ggwanga lyaffe kubanga kw'amawanga agabadde gasinga okukozesa bannayuganda ne gasindika ssente nyingi mu Uganda, Dubai ebadde emu ku ezo. N'olwekyo yadde wayinza kubanga waliwo obukwakuluzo bwe bayongeddemu, era n'abannayuganda mu abagenda ne bamenya amateeka. Nze nandisabye eggwanga lyaffe lyanditudde ne Dubai ne babaako kye balongoosa, kubanga ekisooka wano tetulinamu emirimu egimala, n'abantu abadde basobola okweyiza emirimu ebweru ate tebande bakomezawo wano kubanga wano emirimu tegiriwo. However, tetujja kugamba nti abantu bagende ebweru bamenye amateeka, naye bw'ofuna omukisa n'osobola okugenda kukolera mu mateeka, then n'abo kubanga kati ng'abandi badde bagenda kukyala, kubanga ne Dubai yennyini eyandibadde efunamu. N'olwekyo kyetaaga kuinvestigatinga Uganda etuule ne Dubai kusinziira relationship ebadde okumala ebbanga. Kimanyi bulungi nti ensonga eyo bajja giresolvinga.
Yes, as the shadow minister of Foreign Affairs, I'm concerned with media reports that over 10,000 Ugandan nationals were denied visa to travel abroad, including travel to UAE during the festive season. I urge Uganda Foreign Affairs Ministry and Uganda embassies to explore all diplomatic avenues of reviving Uganda's passport index. In the recent years, there has been little or no diplomatic efforts to negotiate and uplift the index ranking of Uganda's ordinary passport. All efforts have been on Uganda's diplomatic passport and service passports. This has left holders of Uganda's ordinary passport, the blue passports, on their own. Indeed, little diplomatic efforts have been directed on reciprocity on visa waivers, visas on arrival or online visa processing. It is worth mentioning that Uganda passport holders are required to produce bulk visa requirements amidst continued silence by government, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and our embassies abroad. Diplomatic avenues must be explored to redeem Uganda's passport index. I also wish to appreciate the UAE government for the amnesty extended to Uganda immigrants and immigrants from various parts of the world in UAE, and the extension there too, where several immigrants, including Uganda nationals, benefited. It is concerning, though, that many Uganda nationals in UAE with lost or expired passports have missed out since the Uganda embassy in UAE was not permitted by Uganda government and Ministry of Internal Affairs to issue or process passports during the extended period of the amnesty, which expires on 31st December 2024. We condemn this deliberate action and omission by the Uganda regime that has denied several Uganda nationals opportunity to benefit from the amnesty. All efforts have been directed on improving the passport ranking of service passport holders and diplomatic passport holders. Now, for the case of UAE, those who were denied the opportunity of renewing or being issued passports automatically are left out. And even those who were issued passports, many claim they were given passports of 1 to 2 years validity. You were required to present your passport and also your contract of employment within UAE, so that for during this visa amnesty. Now, those who presented a passport of 1 year but with a contract of 2 years in UAE were denied issuance of permits by UAE, and this is attributed to the omission by the Uganda regime to issue valid and long-term passports for Uganda nationals who sought renewal of passports. I accordingly urge Uganda Foreign Affairs Ministry and our embassy in UAE to explore every possible diplomatic avenue of supporting Uganda nationals who may have been left out. Uganda bilateral engagements with UAE must focus on protecting migrant workers, easing their permit, visa processing, and approval process, among others. Uganda government must as well support Uganda nationals who are detained at immigration centers in UAE and those who are detained globally and in various parts of the world, mostly in the Middle East. Many times their urgent need is on air travel and accessing emergency travel document. Government must as well pursue every opportunity of securing pardon for Uganda nationals who are detained and who continue to be detained abroad. We commit to continue standing with Uganda nationals globally as opposition, but as well we condemn the omission by the Uganda regime to issue passport to Uganda nationals who applied for them during the extended amnesty period in UAE. Otherwise, we appreciate the UAE amnesty, and we understand with the diplomatic engagements, UAE is always willing to support immigrants, and they will support immigrants. We urge the Uganda regime and our Foreign Affairs Ministry, plus our embassies, to initiate diplomatic engagements towards the rights of Uganda nationals, and as well revamping our bilateral agreements. With the bilateral agreements which are enforceable, we will have ease of Uganda nationals who apply for permits, work permits and visas, so that they can acquire and get their permits and applications processed in a timely manner. Many of our nationals complain that when they apply for some of these visas, UAE visas, there is delayed processing and responding to the application. Who must now intervene? It must be a diplomatic intervention through our embassies and through our missions and as well our Foreign Affairs Ministry. We condemn their reluctance and we demand that they must act with and invoke every diplomatic engagements to safeguard the rights of nationals abroad. Uganda nationals leave Uganda to work abroad in search of greener pastures. They must be supported.
Unfortunately, the implication of this is that Uganda, which has over 420 licensed companies that externalize labor into some of these markets like Dubai, the implication here is very bad, because at the end of the day, if Dubai is not granting visas to Ugandans, it means that even for licensed companies that are supposed to be externalizing labor, Uganda is going to work in the Middle East and specifically the UAE. It is difficult for them to now travel, but because of the current impasse of refusal to grant visas to Ugandans. And indeed, some of our member companies, as you were, who have seen a high upturn of rejection of issuing of visas, but because, again, the policy in the tentative is that Dubai is not granting visas, and if they are not, then indeed, even our Ugandans who are traveling through licensed companies, most of them are being rejected, and that's the implication, and it's very unfortunate. But broadly, this speaks to our bilateral labor relations with these Emirates. If we are not cooperating with the Emirates, Dubai, Bahrain, and these other countries in terms of streamlining the movement of Ugandans to and from these Emirates, then it has an implication also on our bilateral relations. I'm talking about diplomatic relations, and this could go, if it's not handled properly, it could really have a very negative effect on our relationship with Dubai and the other Emirates. But most importantly, as far as I'm concerned, and as far as we're concerned as companies that externalize labor into Dubai and other countries, business is being affected because most of our applications for visas are being rejected because of this problem. And our clarion call is that the government.
According to our books, only 256 Ugandans have so far been repatriated from UAE within this amnesty period. However, more than 3,000 Ugandan migrant workers are still stranded in UAE, mainly in the bed spaces and the streets, mainly in the states of Dubai, Sharjah and Abu Dhabi, and still are waiting to come back home. However, there are many things deterring them to come back home. For example, lack of money for air tickets and lack of fear of being arrested when going to the embassy for redress or when going to the immigration to get the outpasses.
What's going to be for Uganda?
Tusaba government ng'ekolagana ne government nayo eya UAE okuteesaganya mu nsonga eno, kuba kyetumanyi obulungi nti okusalawo kw'omuntu ogamba nti kanzireeka kitwala obudde ng'ate kirimu n'abantu abalala okuba influencinga nti bannange mukole ki muddeeka oba munnange ddeeka oba nga visa yaggwako. Babegakaawo nalaba gavumenti yafulumya notice ng'ekunga bannayuganda bakozese omukisa guno nga 31 terunaba kutuuka. Naye mu bufu bwe bumu ng'ekunga bannayuganda eyongera okusaba gavumenti yinaayo eya UAE eyongezeyo abantu bano omwezi gumu, kuba okukomawo kitwalira ddala omuntu obudde okusalawo nti kanzireeka ntandikire ku zero. Abamu basuubira nti akyasobola okubeerayo nga bwe babadde bakola ne bakola n'asobola okubaako nekyakola. So nze nga ali mu sekita kyembadde nsaba kulaba nti gavumenti engeginga ne gavumenti nayo amonesti eno ekole ki eyongezereweyo, maybe let us by maybe 15th or 30th next month of February, tugeze okulaba nti bannayuganda abaliyo bwe balaba nka nabakazito obutuufu ate nga waliwo eddinisa gye basobola okufumira bayinza ogikozesa. Secondly, mbadde nsaba gavumenti ekole awareness mu bantu ng'ennyonnyola bannayuganda abaagala kugenda ebweru, especially Dubai, kuba kino kiviiriddeko n'abantu abagenda okucakala okummibwa visa, nti abantu abagenze mu holiday like 26 first is coming, 25th December babadde batono nnyo kusinzira kwabo abaasaba, ng'osanga abantu 10 bawaddeko abantu 5. Ekyo kyafekitinga enkolagana ya Uganda n'ensi eri.